On this Prove It Saturday, top 4 teams collide across the USL 2's Heartland Division. But come the night's end, only 2 may find themselves in the fast track for the postseason. It's Peoria City and Riverlight FC getting ready to prove it. Welcome into the broadcast, everybody. I'm Cody Roskins. Alongside me, my broadcast partner, Hayden Krzyzanowski. Hayden, these 2 teams have met earlier this season. Fantastic matchup. Tell us a little bit about the visiting Riverlight.
Riverlight FC, a team based out in Aurora, Illinois. It's going to be a tough one. They come in today really just trying to iron out those points. 3 wins, 3 draws, haven't lost, still a positive, but coming in with a slightly more rotated side today, it's the mentality is win and just keep going.
Now, we touched briefly on it, but previous meeting up in Aurora, a 2-2 draw, very good result for both sides, but maybe a little disappointed they couldn't quite pick up the full 3.
I think it was really just disappointing from the game as a whole. 9 total yellow cards at the end of the day. Both sets of goals scored by each team, very well taken, but you could tell neither team was just able to break through that final defensive center back and make that final goal. Just, you could tell both teams left very frustrated.
Now for Peoria City, Hayden, who's kind of a guy that maybe we should highlight here? Who's going to be a big factor tonight for the Flying Cart?
Everybody's going to mention Luke Persenico. He's the leading goal scorer for this Peoria City side, but nobody mentions Tommy Coughlin. His midfield presence, his physicality just really overpowers many teams, especially against Chivas de Guadalajara this past week. They really were able to iron out a couple details and force Tommy Coughlin to make a couple more mistakes. But Riverlight, I'm not sure they're going to be able to handle some of that mentality today.
Tommy Coughlin, part of a stout midfield in a Peoria City side that hasn't allowed a home goal all season. We'll get you set for Peoria City and Riverlight FC. Welcome back, everybody. It's Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, the host site for tonight's monster USL 2 clash in the Heartland Division. Peoria City hosting Riverlight FC. Before we get too far into the broadcast tonight, we want to remind everybody, tonight is Sila's night. We're proud to welcome over 20 Central Illinois teams from the Illinois Central Division within the St. Louis Youth Soccer Association. Congratulations to each team who has won trophies this year, and thank you for coming out to support Peoria City. Head to www.sisla.org to learn how you can get involved with Sisla leagues and camps. Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training, and more at the House. Peoria City fans, if you're looking for affordable home and auto insurance, look no further than FC Allstate Insurance Sang Safanavong Agency. Located in the heart of Peoria, FC Allstate Insurance Sang Safanavong Agency has 6 full-time staff members offering more than 24 years of friendly, knowledgeable insurance experience. Call or text the FC Allstate Insurance Sang Safanavong Agency at 309-682-6610 to get a free auto or home insurance quote. Thanks to Underdog Sports and Fanwear for supplying youth soccer balls for Peoria City groups all season long. Head to Underdog at 4650 Brandywine Drive in Peoria for all your sports gear and merchandise. We'd like to recognize Peoria City Soccer's Central Illinois Soccer Academy. The future of soccer is here in Peoria and beyond. Peoria City Soccer offers these summer camps to boys and girls of all ages. Contact us through our website and social media with how you can get involved. We'd also like to thank Central States Marketing for their support of Peoria City Soccer. We appreciate your dedication to our club and to the betterment of soccer right here in Central Illinois. Thank you to Fox Sports Radio right here in Peoria for providing live on-site coverage here at Shea Stadium. And we'd also like to thank our amazing food truck partners for coming out tonight, Dos Hermanos, Big Blue, and Triple Dibble. We'll quickly step aside and let you soak in the festivities and pageantry here for the opening lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise if you're able. Gentlemen, please remove your caps and face the colors atop the grandstand with your hand over your heart and join Taylor Miller as he performs our national anthem. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming,
brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Tonight's USL League 2 game officials are Chad Hohenberry, Scott Davis, Joe Gross, and Marty Dahlquist. And now let's meet tonight's starting 11, beginning with our visitors, Riverlight FC. In goal, number 32, Owen Cornell. Number 2, Ryan Quintos. Number 5, Tomas Slawik. Number 7, Max Vieira. Number 8, Anthony Bartlett. Number 11, Logan Finnegan. Number 13, Blaine Maybe. Number 17, Alex Barger. Number 20, Darian Martin. Number 21, Petar Jandic. And number 31, Michael Rossi. Head coach for Riverlight is Charles Latshaw. And now let's meet the starting 11 for your hometown, Peoria City. In between the pipes from Paris, France, number 1, Sammy Slimmy. From Madrid, Spain, 2, Alejandro Valverde. From Durban, South Africa, 3, Josh Reddy. From Norwich, England, 4, Charlie Dickerson. From Accra, Ghana, 5, Abasa Uraniao. From Crystal Lake, Illinois, 6, Tommy Coughlin. From Roatan, Honduras, 8, Jose Gomez. From St. Charles, Illinois, 11, Luke Persenico. From Louisville, Texas, 14, DJ Kulai. From Morton, Illinois, 20, Wes Gibson. And from Herad, Denmark, 23, Jonas Lishoy. Peoria City's head coach is Mike Pay.
Fans, after the starting line, I just want to welcome you back. Cody Roskins alongside me, the former goaltender, Hayden Krzyzanowski, making the long trip down from Aurora as a part of the Riverlight FC staff. Hayden, I want to thank you for joining me tonight here in Peoria.
I will say the drive was long, but once I heard Peoria City was coming back for round 2, I'm like, yes, there's no doubt in my mind I have to be here.
Or you just wanted to spend more time with me, one of those two.
I spend every week with you.
Guys, we want to welcome you in. Once again, we're at Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois for a big match out of the Heartland Division in the USL 2. Peoria City, 9th in the latest USL 2 rankings, taking on Riverlight FC, their first year of action in the USL 2. Hayden, we heard the starting lineups. Go ahead and once more break down those for each side.
Let's break down Riverlight's lineup. They are listed as a 4-3-3, but they're going with a 3-5-2. Here's what it looks like. Oren Cornell makes his debut in net for Riverlight FC. Darian Martin and Peter Jansic will be our fullbacks, with Slavik and Quintos to round out the back four. Nico Bartlett, Max Vieira, and Blaine Mabey will make up the midfield. Logan Finnegan, Michael Rossi, and Alex Barger will be the front line for Riverlight. Bit of a rotated side, but a lot of games to be played. Has to make sure everybody's good. And for the home team, Peoria today, Sammy Slimy keeps his name in net. Valverde and Dickerson are your fullbacks, with Gibson and Arameu at center back. Reddy, Gomez, and Claughlin in the midfield, with Persenico and Lashoy out wide, with DJ Kulai right down the middle.
Thank you, Hayden. We'll break down the uniform matchup. It'll be the home side, Peoria City, working from left to right here in half number one, rocking their home all-black kits with gold trim. On the opposite end, Peoria City will rock the typical, it's a home uniform, but with Peoria City wearing black. It's their home neon yellows, I'm going to call them. They have it's a really neat uniform, Hayden, because they have the printout of the Fox Valley and City of Aurora map onto the jerseys.
When I first saw the pictures of these jerseys back in April, this was months ago, I was very questioning. I'm like, how are they going to make this work? And I saw the initial design for the kit. I'm like, this is beautiful. Really, the entire front office staff killed it with these uniforms.
It'll be Peoria City with the first honors of the game. DJ Kulai will be in the center circle for the kickoff. Again, this has the makings of a good one. These two teams drew back earlier this season in Aurora, 2-2, a couple late goals for each side. Thought each one of those could have been a game winner. Instead, they each exited with a point. DJ Kulai appears to have us ready to go here for the second leg of Riverlight FC and Peoria City. Officials checking with each goaltender, making sure we are ready to go. Sammy Slimy for Peoria City. On the opposite, it'll be Cornell for Riverlight FC between the pipes. And Kulai gets us underway. Immediately trying to get it out wide to Jonas Lashoy. Now Michael Rossi of Riverlight. It will belong to the Riverlights.
Today's inclusion of Michael Rossi was an interesting one in my perspective. He's always been that bench presence you bring on for the final 15, 20 minutes, try to add a little bit more physicality in your front line. He gets the start today, and right now you can already see he's disrupting parts of the back line with those quick 1-2 touch passes.
As you mentioned, Hayden, a bit of a rotated side tonight in the USL 2, trying to get everybody games. No Marek Gonda today for Riverlight FC, one of the bigger presence up front, but they can still move without him.
Marek Gonda scored a brace to end up tying against St. Charles last time around. Both goals assisted by someone on the bench, James Lynch. Just really getting to see different players in action, because at the end of the day, the goal is rotate and give as many guys opportunities as possible. That was one thing head coach Charles Latshaw really preached going into this season.
Ball out wide to one of the best goal scorers in the USL League 2, Luke Persenico, number 11 in black. 5 goals this season, currently sits in second place. Now here is Persenico. He'll whip it inside to Kulai, still free. And Peoria City will maintain possession. Here's Jose Gomez. Back to the captain tonight, number 4, Charlie Dickerson for Peoria City. He will whip it in. And it'll be out for a Peoria City throw.
With Peoria City already on the front foot, they're trying to exploit the center backs. With Riverlight playing a 3-back that's requiring both fullbacks to drop back just a little bit further, with almost resulting in a 5-back. It's going to give Peoria City a couple options, but also give them a lot more to break down as they try to create more in the final third.
Looks to be a long throw-in for the Flying Carp. Flicked forward by Abasa Aramiao. Couldn't quite get it there. He's one of the fan favorites here in Peoria. We know he has a very large following, so if you're tuning in, I want to thank you for following Mr. Aramiao. He's originally from Ghana and the MLS side, Philadelphia Union in their academy. Trouble with injuries, but he's bounced around a little bit and now finds himself here in USL League 2. Long throw-in. Looked like it was maybe intended for Rossi. Wes Gibson tries to get it. There's Aramiao. Goaltender Sammy Slimy now out to Wes Gibson. And he's one of the veterans of this Peoria City side. Played here last season. Just graduated from Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. And there'll be a foul against Riverlight FC. And it appears there's a Riverlight down on the field.
It appears to be
21.
Pidiancic.
That's correct. And doesn't appear the training staff is headed out quite yet. And Hayden, that was a little odd just because that was a little bit behind the run of play.
It looks like he just caught up in the extracurriculars after that initial play. Jancic, one of the more cooperative players, going front to back, trying to make his name known today, playing right wing back. So any opportunity for him is going to be a good one.
Here is Persenico, and that tackle off Riverlight FC. We'll stick with City. And this will be Josh Reddy for the throw. And again, he's got a ton of upper body strength. These essentially operate as corner kicks for Peoria City with the way he's able to get this towards the penalty area. Wind will carry it slightly. Header for City over goal, and they'll generate a corner out of it. And it will be Jose Gomez making his way to the far side for Peoria City. I want to remind everybody, this Castle's Patio corner kick.
Patio in corner kick.
And this looks to be an in-swinger. He'll take it with the right foot. A lot of height. Dickerson, Reddy, Gibson, Aramiao, all in the box. DJ Kulai will crowd the keeper. Instead, it's laid off. Coughlin chips it inside. Chance for Aramiao, and it's just off the line. And it will be off. Peoria City, Dickerson pulling for a handball, but Riverlight does a good job dodging the bullet.
Both teams really fighting for that one. Riverlight came out of that one, I'm going to say, fairly lucky. Abasa had a wonderful connection with that ball, looking right at Cornell.
Luke Persenico chips it in, and it's just blocked off the line. Those plagued Peoria City against Chivas in their exhibition matches, but one of the best goal scorers in USL 2 nearly had his 6th.
Really tough look for Riverlight, just handing it off to Persenico, but ultimately a good effort from Cornell, but an even better one from Ryan Quintos, who just clears it off the line.
Ready. Flicked ahead, and it's off the mark. It will belong to Riverlight. As we exit the 5th minute, I want to remind fans about Discover Peoria, an unexpected gem on the Illinois River, thriving with craft distillers, museums, outdoor recreation, and home to premier sporting events. Visit discoverpeoria.com for upcoming events and festivals. Discover what you weren't expecting. This will be Cornell on the goal kick, but encouraging signs. One, that Riverlight was able to bend, not break, and an encouraging sign for Peoria City as they were able to generate more than their fair share of chances. Trying to get it over the top. There is Jonas Lashoy. This falls loose. Cornell's in a bad spot. Now Dickerson. Backside to Persenico. To DJ. And Cornell skies up for the clearance.
Owen Cornell being tested multiple times within the opening 7 minutes of this match already. I'm not sure what that spells out for Riverlight, but they're having a lot of trouble transitioning the ball out of the back.
Aramiao. He had a very active match against Chivas the other night. It was a very physical contest, and that was exactly what Peoria City wanted out of their exhibitions. They wanted, with the gap in the schedule, to have a shot with it. Now here's DJ Kulai. Kulai rockets inside, and that is left of goal.
Kulai trying to spin off Ryan Quintos. Does get the shot away, but Owen Cornell has nothing to worry about, just lets it walk past him.
Only 7 minutes in this first half. Already Peoria City appears to be on the front foot, but Riverlight FC is showing really good grit here to dig in with this 3-man back line and not allow anything to get to Cornell. Nice job by the Riverlights. They try to get it moving forward, but now here's Jonas Lashoy, a.k.a. the Danish King, as he was referred to as in the Peoria City social media accounts. He was one of the leading goal scorers for Peoria City last season and scored the game-winning goal in the American East Championship game for Bryant last fall. So he is no stranger to being in the forward spot. Here come the Riverlights. Dickerson's tackle does just enough.
Lashoy is also no stranger to Riverlight as well. The first game back he had with Peoria City was Peoria City's home leg against, or Riverlight's home leg against him, my apologies. Came on for about 10-15 minutes, had a really strong cameo, really questioning a lot of our defensive efforts. His right foot is deadly.
Sammy Slimmy will have the goal kick, and Peoria City would like to thank Pip Marketing Signs and Prints for being the official designer and manufacturer of the banners you see here at Shea Stadium. Head to pip.com for all your custom print, signs, banners, and marketing needs. Gibson lays it off to Sammy Slimmy from Campbell University, and this is a dangerous spot here. Slimmy able to send it away. It took him a little longer than I think he wanted to load up that clearance, and it nearly resulted in a River Lights goal.
Michael Rossi is going to be really kicking himself on that one. He had full possession of it. Unfortunately, though, he just could not sort out his feet in time, and Slimmy just all ball got that one away.
Aramiao will send it back to Sammy Slimmy. This will clear the near side touchline. We'll go out to the River Lights. Yeah, we're expecting some offensive fireworks here tonight. We've seen a couple cracks early for Peoria City. River Lights had some opportunities just a few moments ago. And a bit of a high boot there for Michael Rossi. So Peoria City has it back underway. Here is Sammy Slimmy of the Campbell Fighting Camels, one of the more unique mascots in Division I athletics. Anthony Valverde trying to get it to Gomez. And Gomez called for the foul.
Personally, a bit of a late call on that one. Vieira already on the ground for a few seconds before that one was eventually pulled back. Maybe lined up for the free kick. Valverde will put it forward to Persenico. Coughlin. Nice movement by River Light. They're able to get it out of the jam. Ball chipped ahead. Just over everybody, and they'll say last touch off Anthony Valverde. I want to say about 11 minutes in, Riverlight not used to playing on actual grass. They've been playing on synthetic turf back at Spartan Athletic Park. So this is definitely a bit of a change of pace, and they're starting to really grow into the feel of the ball here.
Led nicely for Kulai from Bradley University. This is his home field in college. Now Persenico is able to get the last touch off Riverlight. Persenico wanting to go quick, but head coach Mike Pay wanting him to give this opportunity off to Josh Reddy. Again, there's a bit of a wind tonight. We're expecting pretty strong winds, about 18 miles an hour total in the forecast later tonight. And so, Peoria City moving right to left. They're hoping that the wind will go that direction in half number 2. Aramiao now loose. I believe that was last off Persenico.
Abasa to Persenico. Unfortunately, Luke just could not control it with his left foot. And he and Charlie Dickerson just watch it roll out of bounds. Riverlight on the back foot within the opening 12.
They've done well, though, Hayden. Both of us call the games up at Riverlight, and they've shown a lot of grit this year, especially in the Des Moines game. We noted how quickly they were on the back heels of that match, but they were able to quickly not necessarily flip possession around, but they were able to use that aggressiveness to their advantage.
They eventually got the 88th minute winner through Luke Van Hukelum. It was a very exciting game, but speaking of Des Moines, entering about the 40th minute now, Des Moines up 1-0 over St. Charles.
That's one of the matches we have our eyes on tonight. One, because it's two division opponents for both these teams, but it's two division opponents that are in this 4-horse race for first place. Trying to move on. Ball chipped ahead to Rossi. A little overcooked. Valverde will send it out for the River Lights throw-in. And offsides flag goes up, and it will belong to Sammy Slimmy.
Bit unlucky from Alex Barger operating off this left wing back position, which I personally feel like is his best spot. He's very good at being this attacking transitional fullback that Riverlight have needed so much this season, providing quite a few assists that have looked rather good.
Somehow Luke Persenico is able to get out of it. Persenico drives on, tries to play it forward. Now Dickerson off to Reddy. Rossi's there to try and turn it over. Dickerson's advance, unsuccessful. Now here comes Michael Rossi. Bartlett lays it off. Kulai has it. It's going to be hard operating here. Gomez out wide to Persenico. Luke takes a shot. It's blocked away. Dickerson finds Kulai, his collegiate teammate. Officials will say play on. Big chance now for Riverlight outside the back door. Finnegan, he's in battle with Reddy, and Reddy able to win that matchup.
If there was one of the underrated stars of the season for Peoria City, one of my votes would go to Josh Reddy. Not only off his throw-ins, but his defensive efforts, keeping the center back pairing tight and really just tight and really just good. Very happy with it.
Lights in possession here. Able to get it to Finnegan. Finnegan ahead to Rossi, and a big tackle by Gibson. Officials don't buy it.
The ball was already loose as Rossi went down. You can see the argument. I think that was a good 50-50 call from the referee.
Persenico tries to get fancy with it. Martin has it, continuing to push on, and a foul against Persenico.
Darian Martin trying to help be another one of those progressive defenders, carrying the ball into the midfield to help out players like Maybe and Bartlett, just create a little more opportunities in the midfield.
Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club. Located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria, get 24/7 access, group and personal training, and more at the house. So Sammy Slimmy here for Peoria City. He's had the last couple matches off in the exhibition, so getting his legs back underneath him and also allowing some of the backup goaltenders to get some shine. But he is earning another regular season start here today. And then we'll be off Riverlight FC. Tommy Coughlin. Get it to Gomez. Again, it's a very packed midfield tonight for Riverlight with that three-man back line, but it allows a lot of freedom as well for the Riverlights.
This back line was something I wasn't personally anticipating stepping into today, but seeing, Ryan Quintos, Tomas Slavic step into this back line, it's really refreshing to see a different perspective at center back.
Still in. DJ Kulai and company able to find this one out. It's Jose Gomez just off the mark.
A really well taken shot from Gomez, looking for that bottom right corner. Cornell has it covered, but it slides into the stands behind the net.
Another opportunity for Peoria City that they've had just go off the mark. 7 shots already for the Flying Carp. Cornell pushes everybody upfield. Dickerson wins the header for Peoria City, but it falls to the Riverlights. There's a move forward, chance for Riverlight FC to try and open this thing up. Vieira lays it off. Slimmy's going to have to be good here. Stops it on a dime.
A really good look from Max Vieira, looking for Alex Barger on the left-hand side. Gets away with it, just Slimmy with a great stop.
Gomez tried to get on the recipient end from Persenico. And out off the Flying Carp. That shows you both these teams, they want to kind of attack, counter-attack. They're okay going back and forth, goal to goal tonight.
I remember on the Riverlight home leg, we were talking about it of this could be one of those 3-2 games or keep it very, very close. And you're already seeing a second replicant to that.
Chance outside, Michael Rossi. Ideally, I think Riverlight FC would like to see him inside the penalty area, but He's the one that controls the run of play now. Back outside. Rossi to Vieira. Vieira tries to go backside and just off the mark. Might have been a close offsides, however.
Alec Barger really kind of teeter-tottering, as you were mentioning on that offsides line, but Riverlight starting to connect a few more passes together through the midfield, using Michael Rossi as almost like the outlet of, you know, he's 6'5". Let's use him as an offensive and physical presence. Played the ball around, which is allowing Vieira, Bartlett, and even Alex Barger to push themselves forward. It's really, really interesting to watch.
Well, they'll still have it here. Laid off, Bartlett. All the way back. DJ really trying to put some pressure on Peoria City. Here's Rossi. That's a matchup to watch tonight. Aramia against Rossi. That's 6'4" versus 6'5". Chipped inside. Rossi takes a touch, beats Slimmy, and there's your opener. Riverlight shining out in front.
Michael Rossi, just composed is the word I would use. Puts it right past Slimmy. You can tell he is still getting used to finding himself between the posts, taking almost 2 weeks off, allowing the rest of his teammates to play. But Michael Rossi, what a touch, what a finish.
So Michael Rossi in the in the 20th minute puts Riverlight FC up 1-0. I'd like to take this time to remind folks that Peoria City is proud to partner with Prairie Home Alliance, the official sponsor of Peoria City Play Packs. Pick up a play pack before game time and enter the Halftime Tennis Ball Challenge. You'd say that goal kind of goes against the run of play, but Riverlight won't care. It's 1-0 regardless.
They're called Riverlight for a reason. They're going to go against the flow of the play, and they will make you pay for it. A quick 1-0 in the first 20 minutes, but an update from Des Moines. It is 1-0 going into halftime.
Riverlight goal scored by number 31, Michael Rossi. Assisted by number 8.
Bartlett down and appears to be in some pain. It's whipped back outside. Bassa heads it out. Gomez will have it. Gomez really trying to find a spot to lay it off, and he chooses Sammy Slimmy.
Alex Barger appears to be assigned to just marking Gomez at all costs. Anytime he's on the ball, that's all Alex.
This will clear everything along the near side, right in front of the Peoria City bench, as Kulai tried to get there, but Cornell sends it out of play. Going to Gomez in a heap. Gibson tries to apply pressure. Here's Persenico. Ball swung back outside. Again going to Rossi. Aramiao was there. Again, that's the matchup we've been watching tonight. So two very large physical presence for each side going at it. Seneca will have a chance to run underneath it. Valverde trying to chip it ahead. DJ Kulai. And it will be out of play to Riverlight FC. These two teams go back and forth. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and spending your Saturday night with us here at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. This is a big matchup out of the USL 2's Heartland. Peoria City technically sits in first off points per match, but they've played a game or two less than the other three teams that they're jockeying with. This will be the 7th league match for Riverlight FC, just the 6th for Peoria City. Valverde over to Coughlin. Coughlin ahead to LaShoy. Not a great first touch, and it'll belong as a goal kick to Cornell. Cornell, goaltender out of Notre Dame and LaGrange, Illinois. Started in one match during his second season in South Bend. Save in that match and the result. And Reddy says we're just going to start this all over again.
I'm just saying, if soccer doesn't work out, I think being a football kicker wouldn't be a too bad career change.
Well, we've seen some of that when we've done games up in Aurora. How many times have we seen one sail through the uprights up there?
I think my counter was at 7 last I checked.
Are we counting or not counting the time you hit the football crossbar during the halftime challenge?
We'll count that one, so 8.
Cornell sends this one away. Beautifully done goal kick. Abasa, though, gets a strong header on it. Here's Jonas Lashoy. He's trying to feed it backside to Persenico. Luke looking for help, able to get it to Alejandro Valverde. Turned over. Now Riverlight breaking at pace the other way. Aramiao against Rossi. Aramiao able to win it off the ball. And the wind bends this one towards us here. And great catch made by Charles Latshaw III along the Riverlight FC bench.
Are we sure he wasn't a goalkeeper when he was playing?
And it will be Peoria City. Quick throw, and they've got Coughlin wide open in the midfield. Coughlin lays it off. Here's Lashoy. Lashoy puts on a shot. It's blocked. Kulai! And it's corralled by Cornell. What an effort.
Owen Cornell made himself humongous in front of net, stopping Kulai's opportunity. Really very impressive showing in the opening 30 minutes from Cornell.
He's made some great stops tonight. Again, I would say the run of plays favored Peoria City slightly. But he has really been the difference. He's made some great stops, executed on multiple set pieces in a row on the defensive side. Dickerson lays it off to Slimmy. Here's Reddy out wide to Valverde. Now Persenico with bodies forward. Trying to get it to DJ. Now Coughlin to DJ. DJ out wide to Jonas. There's Dickerson. Thinks about it. Reddy fakes the tackle. Now gets it back to Dickerson. Dickerson put backside to Persenico. Persenico tries to go low, able to navigate past the first. Persenico still moving. Cleared off the back line. Put back in play. Sticking with it, Peoria City's Valverde. Going down. Gomez, he'll try it. Gomez drives, but textbook defense by Riverlight FC. It generates a Peoria City corner for Castle Patio Inn.
Darian Martin and Ryan Quintos alongside Owen Cornell really just being the difference within this back line. Really, I thought this back three was going to go a little differently, but with Yancic and Barger just shuttling up and down the flanks, it's really helping this defense out.
Gomez takes it, out swinger. Oh, what a save! Abasa nearly crushed it in. Gomez sends it right back. Cornell with maybe one of the great saves we've seen this point for Riverlight FC.
Owen Cornell making his debut today. I really don't think you can beat a better debut so far.
Played off to DJ. DJ doesn't know he has a man on him. Lashoy able to come away with it. Somehow Riverlight FC continues to steer Peoria City off the scoreboard. Here's Lashoy. They've largely held possession tonight. They just haven't been able to crack the backside of the defense. Rossi loses his footing.
It's happened to River Light all night, where they take one extra touch and all of a sudden they're on the turf.
Now here's Persenico. He's onside, but will he be able to get to it in time? He will, but the Lights will have it.
This matchup between Persenico and Darian Martin has been weird to watch because Luke Persenico, we know, a very good goal scorer, very easily able to cut in on his left foot to approach that. But Darian Martin, not pulling out anything extravagant, just making very simple textbook defensive movements, which is locking down Persenico.
Ball over the top. Slimmy will call everybody off. Again, touching on Martin, defender out of UIC, appeared in 16 games as a sophomore, started in 2 of those matches for the Flames back in 2023. He may yet actually play here come the fall, as UIC is a full affiliate member and thus a member of men's soccer in the Missouri Valley Conference, same as Bradley. Charlie Dickerson, his matchup hits the deck. Lays it off to Gomez. Gomez to Persenico. Right back to Gomez. It's just been that last pass for Peoria City tonight.
There's always one lacking. You're seeing the connection build up, but the 3-back tightens up really quickly. That being Slavic, Quintos, and Darian Martin. Honestly, it's been great to watch.
Josh Reddy makes a long run forward, try and regain possession. Now there's a gap outside. They'll take advantage of it, trying to get in behind. Barger. Barger goes down. Officials say play on, and Riverlight FC really cannot believe it. Regardless, here comes Tommy Coughlin. Gomez, they've got numbers forward to Persenico. And Persenico loses his footing. Gomez looking for somebody.
Don't know what was put on the grass today, but everybody's falling over.
Persenico backside, speared forward, and again, it's just right of goal. Seemed Cornell had it squared up okay, but those kind of close-in chances, you never know where that thing could ricochet.
I think Cornell's positioning was perfect on that ball. Persenico headed it towards the right third of the net, trying to create another opportunity, but 5-6 chances down for Peoria City, and it's just not there yet.
Cornell playing it up to Gibson. Wonderfully done by Barger to take it. Gibson's turned back. Here's Logan Finnegan of Riverlight FC. The IUPUI Jaguar has it taken away.
Couple too many touches for Finnegan. We know he's a goal scorer, but that time he just needed to be a little more aware.
Rossi played back in, put it forward, and just left of goal.
Finnegan with another awesome opportunity, getting ahead to that one. Just cannot steer it closer to the bottom left.
It's about as close as you get without hitting the woodwork. So, Slimmy. Want to touch also on that goal for Riverlight FC. That's the first home goal allowed in the regular season by Peoria City.
Riverlight came into the season as quote-unquote the dark horse. You didn't know what they were going to do. They've upset Des Moines. They've scored a goal against Peoria City now.
And Vieira gives it a really good effort.
And it's really just encapsulates what they're all about. Making themselves known, creating a couple upsets, and really it's been such a fun thing to watch from Riverlight.
Valverde tries to get it forward, taken away. Blaine maybe for just a moment. And Valverde called for the foul against Alex Barger. So it'll be a free kick coming up for the Riverlights. They've done a very good job here in half number one, rallying back after essentially losing the first 20 so minutes of the match. They got out on the front foot, scored right about the 20th minute. Since then, they haven't really looked back.
I think it was just them adapting to the surface. Again, they play on artificial turf, not grass. It's a whole new playing field for them.
Bartlett trying to go right, puts on a shot, bends the opposite way he wants, and it'll be a Slimmy goal kick.
A good shot from Nico Bartlett. Trying to look for that upper right corner. Unfortunately, didn't have enough curve on it and watched it veer wide.
Here's Gibson. Takes a bad deflection for City. Big drive forward from Finnegan. And cleared. Ready, nice tackle. That won't belong off Peoria City's Josh Reddy. Dangerous chance. LaShoy nearly comes away with that. Max Vieira up the line. Rossi played forward, in behind the defense, and on top of it is Slimmy.
Logan Finnegan trying to play off that ball from Rossi. A good look from the 6'5" forward from Notre Dame, but Logan Finnegan just a foot or two short.
Here's the Georgetown Hoya, Max Vieira to Rossi. Rossi puts on a shot, blocked away. Well, it's kind of one of those, why not give it a shot?
Good look from Rossi. He's already got one. Why not go for two?
3-on-2, laid off for Kulai. Kulai put back inside. Near the penalty area, penalty spot, they couldn't find the connection back to Coughlin. Logan Finnegan. And Slimmy corrals it quickly to Reddy.
Couple calls from Barger and Vieira on the other end. I think Logan Finnegan was just trying to get the second one in, but Slimmy was equal to it too easily.
Persenico, he'll try it. Persenico puts on a shot, and it takes a touch off Riverlight FC. So this will be a Castle's Patio Inn corner kick for Peoria City. The last one they had was a really close attempt from Aramiao, but it was saved by Cornell. Had a lot of velocity behind it. We'll see if Riverlight FC has a plan to get a body on him here. Kulai crowds the keeper. Gomez's corner. Sent away. Aramiao. Here's Persenico on the shot, and it's just off the mark again.
Peoria City keeps dancing around the posts, even going over the bar a couple of times. But Riverlight's defending with everything they have.
For a $10,000 grand prize are Peyton Ladd and Harper Pinnell.
Peoria City thanks TDK Event Services, the official transportation partner of Peoria City. TDK is your premier destination for luxury transportation and event experience. Learn more at their Facebook page today. Owen Cornell. That falls through. Logan Finnegan. And Slimmy says he has enough. It's going forward to Persenico. Persenico looking for reinforcements. Goes right. Persenico, does he have this one dialed in? Chips it back in, and there was really never an avenue there.
He beat Darian Martin pretty easily. It only took 37 minutes for him to eventually wear Martin down, but Blaine Mabey stepping in as reinforcements, the captain showing a bit of leadership at the back.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't exactly thrilled by a tackle that Josh Reddy had a few minutes ago, and so he's appeared to be locked into this one. Barger, defender from Indiana. Hoosiers had a very successful 2023. Here's a key facet of that. Gomez ahead to Kulai. Kulai's there. Kulai's shot is stabbed out in front of him. It's another Castle's Patio Inn corner kick. And these are just the chances that Peoria City's had. Close, but just too close to Owen.
It also doesn't help that they have a brick wall in front of them. Its name, Ryan Quintos.
Jose Gomez. Header speared down. Reddy's there. Cleared away by Riverlight FC. Back outside to Gomez. Jose Gomez puts it into the mixer. It's headed away. Continuing with it. Gomez back post. Punched away by Owen Cornell. And he has had a heck of a first half. Armiao is offsides.
Barger on the floor, stood up to try to make a last-ditch effort, looking like could be his ankle, could be the hamstring. Don't want to assume anything, but he's down on the turf. Owen Cornell, though, take a bow, son. What a first half you've had.
It's been a busy one. Despite that, he's been able to keep Peoria City off the scoreboard. Reading off the shot differential here. At one point, it was 8-1, and that one shot was the goal for Riverlight FC. It's now 14-6. Peoria City owns the shot category, but ultimately, Riverlight FC, it's not how many you take, it's how many you make.
Clinicality has been something that has been preached at training the last couple of weeks as, you know, you're scoring a lot of goals, but most of them are just, you hope you poke it in. Really having an out-and-out number 9 on the field in Michael Rossi, it's refreshing to watch seeing a lot of these shots be taken and put on net.
Here's Persenico. Again, they get it into the final third. Persenico goes right, back post, and there's nobody there. So it'll be a Riverlight FC throw-in as we get to the 40th minute. Peoria City would like to thank this year's Fieldside Club sponsor, Volkswagen of Peoria. Located at 2322 West Van Winkle Way in Peoria. Shop for new and used Volkswagen cars, trucks, and SUVs. Located in Auto House of Peoria. There's Josh Reddy. Jose Gomez was on the deck, so it's not just Riverlight FC losing their footing tonight in spots. They had the sprinklers on a little too long today. Here's Michael Rossi against Armiao. Laid off. Going left, hits the official. So that'll be frustrating, as Riverlight FC thought they had momentum there. Well, the official should be Riverlight FC. Instead, they'll go drop ball.
Blaine maybe trying to put the pieces together. Had a really good look, but this referee has been really all over the place. Ball goes across the near side touchline. You can feel the frustration, though, from Riverlight FC. They thought they should maybe have it on a free kick or something. Charles Latshaw saying it was ours. We had possession. But that's what they say in soccer, right? Official's part of the field. You have to play around him. Sammy Slemmy. Armiao gets by Rossi. Trying to get it forward, and it's out of play to Peoria City. Again, we're at the 42nd minute, halfway through it. Here in the first half, Peoria City's owned a really good portion of this half in terms of quality, but they have lacked the finish in the final third. So it'll be to the Riverlights on the far side throw. Wes Gibson, the 2023 Peoria City Defender of the Year last year. Again, former SIUE Cougar. Want to congratulate him on graduating this spring. Here's Reddy working against Vieira. Slemmy sends a swing into it, and it goes over everything. Barger with the throw-in for the Riverlights.
Reddy flicks forward. Persenico. Again, out wide. Fairlight's done really good in this portion of play. Vieira, though, stumbles over the ball. Continuing the run on, working on Dickerson. Vieira lays it off. A lot of height in the box here for Riverlight FC if they can swing one in. Ball chipped forward. Gibson lays it off to Slimmy. Finally rockets one away. Coughlin. Here's Reddy up to Persenico. 3 forward for Peoria City, and that was not one of them. See, DJ Kool-Aid wanted that more middle, allows him to work either side of the goal. Persenico just bent that a little too far to the right.
You can tell this Peoria City team is trying to create a lot of opportunities out wide, which is really an issue when the fullbacks for Riverlight are coming back and making these very easy textbook stops. But really both sides just need to calm down a little bit as we're starting to enter the extra time.
And yellow card issued to Peoria City's Josh Reddy. As Vieira went down, and this will most likely be one of the last few pushes forward this half as we're into the 45th minute. So Riverlight FC appears like they'll hold the 1-goal advantage headed into the locker room. Again, one thing to note for Peoria City, if you're a City supporter and watching tonight, in every regular season match this season, they have scored in the second half. Light FC, though, is also no stranger to second half goals. That's where the bulk of their productions come this season. Coughlin trying to find a wave forward. Again, it'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time added back on. Valverde laid off for Reddy. Reddy gets it to Gomez. Advantage to Peoria City. They'll say play on. Here's LaShoy. LaShoy tries to flick it around, but Light FC still has a chance here with Dickerson. Back out wide to LaShoy. He puts it inside. Persenico, a little caught up. Valverde puts it towards Dickerson. Just a touch high. Coughlin puts on a shot. It's blocked. Kool-Aid to Gomez. And he's fouled in the dangerous spot.
Max Vieira trying to go toe-to-toe with Gomez. Caught him in the back. Wasn't intentional, just trying to compete for the ball, but a foul is called, and it's about 25, 30 yards out from net.
This is a Fox Pub and Cafe free kick, part of our River City Brews initiative. Encourage you to go to PeoriaCitySoccer.com, click on our River City Brews tab to learn how you can be involved. And so this is interesting because a few days ago, Peoria City scored in a similar position to this, albeit on the other end of the field, but none of the players who operated during that moment are on the field today. It's going to be two new members of the free kick unit, Persenico and LaShoy, who collegiately have scored plenty of goals. Persenico won't. LaShoy, and it's over the right upper 90.
Cornell was beat on that free kick, but LaShoy, a lot of power behind it, just unfortunately not too much accuracy.
So Cornell appears like he will see this half out on this goal kick. Again, he has had a heck of a first half, made probably 3 or 4 saves that could have been goals. He had a few members around him to help with the deflection, but there was for sure a few opportunities there that he's going to cherish as this game goes on. Riverlight FC carries the 1-0 advantage into the break. Before we sign off, we'd like to remind people that Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training, and more at the house. Peoria City fans, if you're looking for affordable home and auto insurance, look no farther than FC Allstate Insurance Sang Stefanavong Agency, located in the heart of Peoria. The FC Allstate Insurance Sang Stefanavong Agency has 6 full-time staff members offering more than 24 years of friendly and knowledgeable insurance experience. Call or text the FC Allstate Insurance Sang Stefanavong Agency at 309-682-6610 to get a free auto, home, or insurance quote. Free auto or home insurance quote. Thanks to Underdog Sports and Fanwear for supplying youth soccer balls for Peoria City groups all season long. Head to Underdog at 4650 North Brandywine Drive in Peoria for all your sports, gear, and merchandise. Peoria City would like to recognize Central Illinois Soccer Academy, the future of soccer here in Peoria and beyond. Peoria City Soccer offers these summer camps to boys and girls of all ages. Contact us through our website and social media with how you can get involved. Peoria City would also like to thank Central States Marketing for their support of Peoria City Soccer. We appreciate your dedication to our club and to the betterment of soccer right here in Central Illinois. Tonight is SISUC night. We are proud to welcome over 20 Central Illinois teams from the Illinois Central Division within the St. Louis Youth Soccer Association. Congratulations to each of those teams who won trophies this year, and thank you for coming out to support Peoria City tonight. Head to www.sisa.org to learn how you can get involved with SISA leagues and camps. We'd like to thank our food truck sponsors tonight, Big Blue, Triple Dibble, and Dos Hermanos for coming out tonight. And with that, we'll step aside for a short break as we get back to Shea Stadium.
Central Illinois, we're going to overtime. After 4 years of preps coverage in Central Illinois, Clutch Sports Media is ready for a new era. CSM Overtime.
What is CSM Overtime? We're going beyond the broadcast to give you in-depth coverage of your teams,
Your stories.
your stats and standings, your highlights and action shots.
With your subscription, you'll get to see news and feature stories from all sports, up-to-date stats from around the area, and thoughtful analysis from our team of experts.
As for our broadcast and social media coverage, it's only getting better. With your support of Clutch Sports Media Overtime, we'll continue to grow our free broadcast coverage with more sports, more games, and more innovation.
And thanks to our partnership with Too Efficient Media, your social media feeds will be filled with Central Illinois' best sights and sounds.
CSM Overtime will also give you access to full galleries from some of the most talented photographers and videographers in our region.
As the new season approaches, it's time for more.
More action.
More stories.
More coverage of all Central Illinois sports. It's Clutch Sports Media Overtime.
Welcome back to Shea Stadium, where Peoria City currently trails 1-0 to Riverlight FC. I'm Cody Roskins. Alongside me, Jonathan Michael, General Manager of Clutch Sports Media. Jonathan, I want to thank you for being here at halftime with me. Very back and forth first half. Riverlight FC leads 1-0. What did you kind of see from behind the production table tonight?
Well, I mean, we've seen a lot of shots for Peoria City, and I mean, you know, we look at it right now, 16 shots for the Carp, just 6 for the Lights. I mean, it just feels like the Carp are gonna break through at any given point, but hey, that's just soccer though for you. I mean, it doesn't matter who's got the more shots, it matters putting in the back of the net. That's what the Lights have been able to do so far.
So this is one of 2 massive matches here tonight in the Heartland Division. Des Moines hosting St. Charles over in Iowa here as well. It's also 1-0 at the break. John, I know you're a big fan of the standings, the possibilities that could play out here later in the year. What do you kind of have for us on that?
Yeah, so I mean, looking at who's got the tough schedules. There's kind of that power four, that core four in the Heartland Division. You got Peoria City, you got River Light, you got the Des Moines Menace, who's been a consistent contender here in the league, and then you also have St. Charles FC, who Des Moines Menace play tonight. Looking at the toughest schedules right now, Des Moines has got a couple of games, some tough ones. They got St. Charles tonight, and then again another time the Silva game coming here to Peoria here on July 6th. They have a tough schedule. River Light, though, looking at their schedule, they got some opportunities to pick up some wins. They got games against Chicago Dutch Lions, Chicago City, Sueño FC. Again, not teams that are guaranteed wins by any means, but they are on the bottom of the standings and have been able to fare well against them so far. So Peoria City, they also got some tough matches too. Next week they got St. Charles, they got the Menace, like we said earlier, obviously tonight against River Light. So the Carp are going to have to grind it out if they want to hang on to one of those playoff spots. Only 2 out of the 4 of these teams in the Heartland will get that playoff spot.
Now, just a few days ago, Peoria City hosted Chivas de Guadalajara's U23 side. Big opportunity for Clutch Sports Media. Can kind of speak to the opportunity that was for your guys' company, the growth, and kind of what the mission behind Clutch Sports Media is.
Yeah, so again, in case you're just tuning in or maybe are tuning in on the Peoria City Soccer channel, maybe you're not familiar with Clutch Sports Media. We cover high school sports and other sports here in the Peoria area, but at Chivas, those Copa Peoria games were just amazing to be a part of. The first game was broadcasted on NBC Sports Chicago, but many of the people behind that broadcast were people here with Clutch Sports Media. One thing about Clutch that many people don't know, almost everyone is 23 years old or younger. I'm 23, you're 23, we're one of the oldest people here. So, it's young college-age kids that are doing this stuff, and I've been very proud of our staff all season long to put together these games at a high level, and, we just always want to do a good job. We want to be one of the best in the league, so we're glad to everyone who's tuning in, and we have a great pleasure to be here as well. I mean, just the environment is amazing, the weather is amazing. We've been loving being here for Peoria City all season long.
Last question before I let you go, John. Obviously, this is your first year really diving into the USL League 2. What have you kind of noticed about it as a first-time fan and now production man of a League 2 side?
Well, it's, very competitive soccer. People say, it's kind of like a college summer league, for example. But, I mean, just the level of play is just very heightened. We've seen, especially in these Peoria City games, a lot of offense, which, maybe for the casual viewer, maybe it's a lot more exciting. Peoria City's put up some big numbers so far this year, and a lot of it's coming in the second half. We'll see if they can do it again in half number 2.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me, Jonathan Michael of Clutch Sports Media. Find them on clutchsportsil.com to learn more. We'll be right back after another short break. Welcome back to Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. 1-0 at the half between River Light FC and Peoria City. River Light's currently leading. I'm Cody Roskins, alongside me, Hayden Krzyzanowski. Now, Hayden, it was a very exciting first half. Break it down for us. Obviously, you're a River Light man. I flirt with both teams doing games, but that was a very nice shift for our squad. That was really heavily rotated coming into tonight.
My main question was, how was River Light going to maintain the clinicality that they bring in each and every game? And this one was really just, we have a very rotated team. How is it going to happen? But within the first half, couple chances for both sides, mostly Peoria City within the opening 15. Owen Cornell making what I believe is his debut today. Just phenomenal saves, really commanding his box well. And then on the other end, in the 20th minute, it was Nico Bartlett assisting Michael Rossi, who just puts it past Sammy Slimmy for the opener. And after that, it's been back and forth for both ends. Kulai, Persenico, both just trying to pound that goal against Cornell, but not breaking. You've seen Michael Rossi, Alex Barger, and even Logan Finnegan trying to hit the net for River Light. This has been a fairly even game, but River Light just finding that opening to get the goal.
Just about 7 minutes left here, according to the stadium scoreboards at Shea Stadium. It serves as the home of Bradley University Soccer. Now, there's a fair amount of Bradley University Soccer players for Peoria City, but what many people would not know is that there's also one for River Light FC, returning home to his college stomping grounds in Jared Sinevi. Always a unique opportunity for a lot of those close college guys that are seeing their friends and teammates develop over the summer in leagues like this.
When you're seeing not only yourself develop, you're still getting some game time. Jared is on the bench this evening for Riverlight. He might get on and get a few minutes. We'll see what happens. But seeing that everybody's getting these personal minutes, but Bradley really just rocking out this field for both sides. You have a couple on Riverlight, a lot on Peoria. It's got to mean a little bit more playing for at home, but also against some of your teammates.
So some of the signs have made their way out, some of the substitutes, and trying to find a way to operate and warm back up for the second half. Now, I think both of us would agree, Hayden, that was a very well-played first half on both ends. Riverlight FC, again, they really were on their back heels about the first 12 minutes, 15 minutes or so, but then they really grew into the game as it went on, which was to be expected. They weren't going to come out and just come running up and down the field, but they played well, earned the goal, and then the thing I was most impressed with is that they never really broke on the back end defensively. Now, they allowed their defenders to make plays, but they also knew that on the other side of that, Cornell was very capable of stopping if anything did get through.
He has this presence between the pipes that really just makes him feel invincible. When you look at him, he's standing at 6'2". You're just going to look at him and be like, how am I going to get past him? But with these defenders surging forward, Alex Barger especially, he has been in the 6-yard box at one point, allowing your fullbacks and wingbacks to push further forward. It's allowing Riverlight to create a lot more opportunities, and it's really starting to cause a few problems for Peoria City, which I'm interested to see some of the changes that head coach Mike Pay has at halftime.
Again, Peoria City scored in every single second half of their regular season matches this season. That's a good quality to have. You want to know who's right behind them in that category this year? Riverlight FC. So we'll see what gives here as time continues to wind off the clock. We're atop the press box here at Shea Stadium. Right behind us, I can see the forward members of Peoria City beginning to work their way back onto the field. As we, again, just taking in a very gorgeous night. And again, just taking in a very good night for soccer. It was scorching hot the last few days here in Peoria, and it was the same way when we were up in Aurora the other night on Thursday for a very convincing Riverlight FC women's win.
Now, the women, that was going to be really my question mark of the week. I knew Peoria City was going to put on a great show against Riverlight, but Bavarian United, back up at their place in northern Milwaukee, it was a 4-2 victory to Riverlight, so I was pretty optimistic going into that one, but 6-0 was not what I was expecting. Mackenzie Anthony all over Bavarian United, and then Devin Lynch, you had Bella Nahara, Anya Gulbranson just piling on the goals, Elle Eglund as well, just everybody was full steam ahead, and that has set them up well for their game tomorrow against RKC Third Coast.
Want to give you another quick score update out of Des Moines, Iowa. Again, that's the other matchup that's key in this division night, because essentially the halfway mark of both teams' seasons, plus the two here in Peoria. But the Menace tack one more on. It's now 3-0 over St. Charles. So the Menace living up to their name. Again, a lot of people wrote them off after Peoria City went up, stole a point, and continued a hot run of play. And all of a sudden, they drop a game at Riverlight FC. And so it really opened up the doors for one of these three other teams in the top four to make a run at it, and now we're stuck with this 4-horse race. It's exciting.
Which I think this is arguably one of the most exciting divisions in all of the USL League 2 because of how competitive it is. Now, the only downside is once you start hitting the mid to lower tiers of it, it gets a little dicey, but this top four race has been so fun to watch. With Des Moines up 3-0 now, really, this, if hypothetically Riverlight comes out and wins this one, this could very well go back to Des Moines, and the winner of that could potentially win the division.
Both these teams have interesting schedules down the stretch that I touched on with Jonathan Michael at halftime, in case you missed it. Run down a quick look at the division standings for you. Peoria City technically sits in first off of points per match, which is the first tiebreaker and playoff qualifier for USL League 2. After that, it goes to head-to-head matches if either team took majority points out of those two meetings. And finally, it's goal differential. So Peoria City sits in first with 11 points through 5 games. The Menace sit in second with 13 points through 6 games. St. Charles with 15 points through 7 games. Riverlight FC with 12 through 6. And then after that, it's a steep drop-off. Sueño with 6 points, Chicago City with 4, and the Dutch Lions sitting at the bottom with a goose egg in the points column. But again, we can sit here and elaborate on what could be for both these teams. The bottom line is these teams still have 5 games left apiece. There's a long way to go.
And even then, a lot of their seasons go into the middle of July. Riverlight's last 3 games, all at home, are the 3rd, the 10th, and I believe the 16th of July. You're really pushing just a lot of your quality, which means we very well could see very similar 11s for those final 3 games.
Yeah, Riverlight FC very close to closing out their 4-game stretch this year that people really highlighted as the toughest run. At St. Charles, at Peoria City. They'll see Chicago City on the 18th up at Loyola Chicago, and then they'll see the Des Moines Menace not far after that in Des Moines. But then they finish here with 3 in a row at home against Sueño, the Dutch Lions, and Chicago City, all of which sit in the bottom 3 of the table. So as Jonathan pointed out, you get through tonight, you get through the Menace, you really set yourself up well for a run at this thing towards the end of the year.
This is going to come down to the very last game. Regardless of how everybody else feels about it, points do matter at the end of the day, and with 5-6 games to go between both teams, I fully see this going up until the final match day here in the Heartland Division.
On the opposite end of that, as time begins to trickle down, Peoria City currently sits the first of 2 here at home. It's Riverlight FC tonight, and then on the 22nd, it's St. Charles here in Peoria. Then they'll take 2 more on the road to the Chicago City and St. Charles FC before having 2 out of their last 3 at home here against Chicago City and the Des Moines Menace, and ending out the year at Sueño FC. So Peoria City definitely with a lot in front of them, as is Riverlight, which is why this second half is so important, because they drew the earlier match in Aurora. Mike Pay looking to make a halftime move, and it looks to be Donal Sergev getting ready to make his appearance for Peoria City. Big number 22, again, Chicago State man, scored a free kick goal the other night. We'll see who he's making rotation for.
Looks like the change to bring on Serge, it'll be Jonas Lashoy.
Yes, Lashoy. So Lashoy makes his way off the field for Peoria City. As passerbys give a salute of confirmation. Riverlight FC will work from left to right here in half number 2. Peoria City from right to left. And we'll see who's who and what's what here in half number 2 between these two very talented sides. Max Vieira gets us back underway. Long ball set ahead, and we'll go out for a Peoria City throw. I don't know if American football punter could have pinned that down there more nicely.
It's one of the side careers that a lot of soccer players have taken, one of which Brandon Aubrey, now playing for the Dallas Cowboys, the former MLS Super Draft pick. Playing up in Canada for a bit, dropping a little bit further down, but now the starting kicker for the Dallas Cowboys.
Tough change here. Here's Finnegan inside. He'll lay it off. Rossi nearly found a way to square that one up. Sergev. And here's Coughlin. Turned over. Now here's Riverlight FC, a lot of space for Bartlett. Doesn't have anybody out wide though, so he's forced to retreat.
Riverlight shifting a lot of guys to the near side, trying to make a play. But Nico Bartlett nearly left stranded. He is one of those connectors in the midfield, one of the conduits that allows a lot of the creativity moving into the final third.
Here's maybe the player of the half. Take away the goal scorer, Michael Rossi for Riverlight FC. Surge plays it off to Dickerson. Dickerson chipped forward. Onside is Kulai. Kulai drives. And he goes down. They'll say play on. Kulai tries to whip it back inside, and it generates a Castles patio in corner kick. It's a dangerous situation there for Riverlight.
Dangerous for Riverlight, but also dangerous for Kulai, as he tried getting a shot off. Unfortunately, he rolled over the ball, which I think is why the penalty call was out. But Ryan Quintos, again, the brick wall in front of this entire Peoria City team.
Jose Gomez will take the corner kick. Towards the front of goal. And it is floated around the top of the penalty area. Now Tommy Coughlin. Back out wide to Gomez. Inside to Dickerson. Dickerson And he just put a little too much altitude under that one for Danny Sergev.
Trying to put it on the head of Danny, who is now really the height differential in the final third for Peoria City. They're trying to go toe-to-toe as Michael Rossi still on the field for Riverlight.
Big play forward. DJ. Wasn't a ton of opportunity to connect there. Dickerson able to undercut that pass. Charlie somehow sneaks out of the gap. Here's DJ Kulai. Again, just a sophomore last season at Bradley, was a member of the Missouri Valley Conference all-freshman team back in 2023. Has a very promising career here on the Hilltop in his future. It will be a goal kick. DJ doesn't necessarily agree with it, but Riverlights will have it.
Riverlight's going to have to take this opportunity to reassert themselves into this half. The opening couple of minutes, they have had a chance or two that unfortunately just has not gone their way. But recollecting themselves in the midfield, you can tell Blaine Maybe, Nico Bartlett are being pulled out of possession, which is allowing Peoria City a lot more space in the midfield. Settle yourselves down into the second half and get back to work.
A foul against Peoria City. Danny Sergev will be over the ball for Peoria City as the Riverlight crew will take the free kick. Able to get it to Michael Rossi. Meow working with him, and it goes out for a Riverlights corner. 50th minute. I'd like to remember fans about Discover Peoria, an unexpected gem on the Illinois River, thriving with craft distillers, museums, outdoor recreation, and home to premier sporting events. Visit discoverpeoria.com to learn more. Vieira to Bartlett. Back to Vieira. Vieira trying to go backside. Nice job by Danny Sergev. He's typically a forward, but playing a little bit of defense there. Ball back out wide. Peoria City trying to push forward. They don't have numbers, but they have momentum. There's Coughlin trying to get it to Surge. Coughlin working against Vieira. Coughlin comes away with it. Coughlin undercooks it to Kulai. Kulai feeds it through. Here's Persenico, and it's just off. Excuse me, not Persenico. Get used to saying that a lot in the first half.
Really, I mean, he had 4 or 5 chances in that first half. That one, Odin Cornell had all wrapped up, but Riverlight looking to try to get a couple calls outside their 18-yard box. The rule is play until you hear the whistle. A lot of players just stopped playing. You need to keep playing through that, keep making this work.
Hey, Nico, keep playing. Don't worry. Guys, we're talking about it right now. Stay high. Stay high. Stay high. Go, go.
Dickerson trying to call people off. It'll be off Riverlight. Hey, a little slower moving first few minutes than what we had back in half number 1. What a throw-in, though, as Surge tries to get on the end of it from Kulai. That was a heck of a throw-in by Reddy.
I mean, he is known as the long throw specialist. That's a prime example of why he is.
So Reddy will have it once more, and again, these essentially operate as unique spot corner kicks for Peoria City just because of how well Reddy's able to get it there. And so it's all about getting it kind of towards the penalty spot, maybe to one of the 2 posts. This one will be headed away. And Reddy will leave it, and they'll try it again. Gets it to Surge. DJ just outside of his reach.
Peoria City still inching closer to goal as they did in the first half, just painting outside the posts, but You can tell there is a goal in them somewhere. It's just a matter of when will they be able to break down this Riverlight defense.
Mike Pay right in front of us here, or I should say below us, on field level by the Peoria City bench in front of the press box, really trying to amplify his emotion, if you will, trying to interject some life into this Peoria City side that is currently trailing 1-0. It's the only time they've trailed at home this season.
You can almost tell that Peoria City's playing a little differently because they haven't trailed away from home at all this season, as you just mentioned. You can tell their body language has shifted, and they're a little more eager to try to push forward and go get looks in the final third.
Surge. And it'll be off Riverlight FC. Dickerson will have the throw. Goes quickly to Coughlin. Somehow that falls to Gomez. Armiao. Way outside to Persenico. And didn't square that one up correctly. It belongs to the Riverlights. As we get near the 55th minute, we'd like to thank Pip Marketing Signs and Prints for being the official designer and manufacturer of the banners you see here at Shea Stadium. Head to pip.com for all your custom prints, signs, banners, and marketing needs. And foul against Peoria City. And Riverlight FC, rightfully so, taking some exception to some antics after the play. And maybe that's something they picked up in their match against Chivas, as Persenico was very fired up during those two exhibition matches after Chivas would move the ball after a foul or just do something to stall the game out.
You can tell Peoria City are still in that mindset, like as if they are facing Chivas, just trying to continue pressing the ball forward, move into some lanes, but Riverlight just proving to be a bit of an issue.
Trying to go backside, and Armiao forces it out for another Riverlight corner.
Jancic trying to make a play off the 18. Made the run well, but Arameo just in front of him.
Max Vieira will take it. Be taken with the right foot. Outswinger takes a bounce. Here's Gomez. Persenico back to Gomez. Has Kulai outside, unmarked. Here comes DJ Kulai. Persenico unhitches the trailer. Kulai dancing, puts it on, and it's just off. I think he got a touch.
Owen Cornell. If
Wow.
I have to give a 60th minute player of the match, it's going to him. He has single-handedly kept Riverlight in this game.
DJ Kulai is going to want that chance back. Couldn't get it past Cornell. But Gomez sets up the near side corner. That back post, speared forward, Persenico gets it in, Peoria City levels! What do you know? Luke Persenico tallies his 6th on the season to tie for the lead in the USL League 2, and Peoria City has drawn level in the 57th.
I said the goal was coming. I knew it was in them. They were showing the creative signs to do so. We're all tied up at 1, and Riverlight looks even more fired up than they were in the last 15 minutes.
You thought you weren't going to see goals tonight. You clearly haven't seen these two teams play. It went 2-2 up in Aurora. It's 1-1 in Peoria. So again, a 57th minute goal by the Flying Carp. And again, some extracurriculars after the whistle. It's This is what plagued the match up in Aurora. There was 9 yellow cards handed out in that one, and even a red card after accumulation for one of the Riverlight players. So that's definitely got to be on the forefront of both these coaches and officials tonight.
Which I also have to say that game was really just back and forth. Once a tackle was made and it just looked strange enough, it was going to be carded almost immediately. This referee has done a great job just really taking care of his players and be like, hey, it was a good challenge, but you need to be more mindful.
And now another shove after the whistle. This one, it's Michael Rossi, and another one. And maybe that one was a flop, but this is exactly what you're trying to avoid. And now punches being thrown. Dickerson able to wrap up Bartlett and make sure nothing else happens, but there may be an ejection or two. So we'll see what comes out of all of this. Again, this just moments after Peoria City levels the game. And this, again, hey, no matter what side you're rooting for, this is exactly what you don't want to see. Just senseless.
This is just dumb from both teams. And this is me putting it nicely. There's no need to fight. In the end, this is just another way to keep you going before you hit your next college season. Or for some of them, go off into the job world.
And so it's been a very tight huddle over there with the both captains for Riverlight FC and Riverlight FC and Peoria City. Yellow card will be issued. I don't have an exact match to who that is, Hayden, unless you saw it. But we do know that there was at least one yellow handed out, and I don't know if that went to Rossi or to Bartlett going in as a reinforcement.
It went to Rossi for the initial push that kicked off all of the events.
Well, fireworks on the field in between the whistles tonight. Again, 1-1 here in the 60th minute. It'll be a throw-in for Riverlight FC along the far side. This one sent away. Here is Persenico trying to punt it forward to Kulai. Chipped back the other way. Valverde sends it high into the Peoria Knight. Gomez, Coughlin. Continues to work around. Nice job by Riverlight FC. Dickerson gets the undercut. Feeds it through to Kulai. A little too strong. Kulai's still there. Kulai plays on. Lays it off. It's 2 for Peoria City. DJ Kulai puts it 2-1 in favor of Peoria City. The sophomore striker from Bradley puts the carp out in front.
DJ Kulai toe-to-toe with Ryan Quintos, puts Quintos on the floor, rounds Cornell, and slots it home. Although the decision will be for the referee as if Quintos was fouled in that play.
And there's another discussion on the far end. There's another discussion along the far side of the field. Charlie Dickerson trying to get this Peoria City crowd into it. And Hayden, I know you and I both root for both these teams. They're both very passionate. You want to see the passion, but you don't want to see the stuff between the whistle.
No, absolutely not. It's really redundant watching these players fight over, yes, at the end of the day, this is a game. You're playing because you enjoy it. You play it because you're trying to keep yourself going and make yourself better. This just fighting is not worth it.
Peoria City goal scored in the 57th
So,
by number 11, Luke Persenico, assisted by 22, Danny Sergev. Peoria City goal scored in the 61st minute by 14.
big push forward again by City. They finally officially score. Persenico is the first goal for Peoria City, and then the second from Kulai, unassisted. Here's Gomez. Still a lot of ball in this game, though, Hayden. You were the one calling the game up in Aurora with Rodrigo Perez, and you saw just how quickly these two teams can answer each other.
This is exactly what happened. Riverlight went up first, and then Peoria City responded with 2 of their own before Riverlight again equalized through the man that looks to be getting subbed on, Luke Van Huklum.
He was the hero of that match that saved the point for Riverlight FC late in that one, and he's not the only, that's not the only, late goal he scored this year. He's the hero in the Des Moines Menace game as well that saw the Menace drop their first game of the season.
He's really been that one player off the bench, or even starting. He scored 4 goals, but if you look at his goals per minutes, it's absolutely unreal.
Coughlin fed through to Surge, and Surge just couldn't quite clean that up. That was nicely defended by the Riverlights. Aramiao and Rossi. West somehow hugs the line with this one. And that'll be last touched by Peoria City. So if you're just tuning in, I want to recap the scoring for you here. 20th minute goal by Michael Rossi of Riverlight FC, followed up in the second half by 2 goals by Peoria City in the 57th and 60th minute by Luke Persenical and then DJ Kulai.
Substitution 18, Luke Van Huklum.
Josh ready. Trying to get on the end of that one from Bartlett. Now Vieira back outside. Marking. And there's a late challenge in there, and that is the correct call. Ball had been sent forward, and Valverde late in his challenge. He's lucky he's not getting a card on that one.
I think really Valverde got very fortunate to only receive a yellow. Barger went down in a heap. Now he has, hit the turf a few times already for a couple of fouls, but that one just looked a little worse than the rest.
'65th minute we go here in half number 2. I want to remind folks that Peoria City is proud to partner with Prairie Home Alliance, the official sponsor of Peoria City Play Packs. Pick up a play pack before game time and enter the halftime tennis ball challenge. Battle for the ball, won by Peoria City. Now it's an even 3-on-3. Now call it 3-on-2. 4-on-2 for City in the advantage. Off to Kulai. Kulai has it deflected out of play. It's going to be a Peoria City corner. A Castles patio in corner kick upcoming.
Peoria City just charging down Riverlight. First 45 was very back and forth. Second half started that way, but ever since the 57th minute, it's been all Peoria City.
So, be Jose Gomez again from the far side. We've been treated to a good one. It'll be an out-swinging ball off the right foot. Gomez puts it in. Dickerson nearly got there. It'll be a goal kick for Cornell. So Owen Cornell will send this one away. This one falls right in front of Charlie Dickerson. Gets a nice header on it. He'll follow it up with another one. A near tough collision. Chipped forward. There's a chance for Riverlight out of this. Here comes Logan Finnegan. Finnegan puts one on. It's above the goal.
Finnegan trying to power through and get something else going for Riverlight, but looks like we have a couple players down. One of it's, again, being Alex Barger, who's
put in a heck of a shift today.
Beaten, battered, and bruised.
Well, keep in mind, this is the tough stretch of games for Riverlight FC, and they're managing to stay afloat. Not even afloat. They're very much in the mix of that 4-horse race in the Heartland with Des Moines St. Charles and, of course, these two teams, Peoria City and Riverlight. But defender from Indiana appeared and started in 23 games for the Hoosiers last season. 1 assist, 1 goal on 12 shots, helping the Hoosiers to a very successful season and a postseason laden tournament that was. They made it to the final of the Big Ten Championship tournament. They also found themselves in the mix in the College Cup as Mark Colston will come out, trainer for Peoria City and both teams tonight, to hopefully aid and help the Downriver Light player. So Hayden, I guess to this point, as we will count this time back on, we're in the 68th minute here in Peoria, but it's been a heck of a game. We knew it was going to be between these two after the 2-2 draw up in Aurora. In your mind, what does a result do for Peoria City? What does a draw or a result do for River Light? Because again, each of these teams only have 5 matches left to find a footing for the playoffs.
This is such a tough scenario for both teams. Peoria City need the points, as we almost have an official confirmation, but we are in extra time out in Des Moines as it's 4-2 to the Des Moines Menace. But a result for them would keep them on the top of the table, and then for River Light, really, they need points, period. They desperately needed to win tonight. I spoke to Charlie Latshaw walking in here, and he was just saying, I need a win. That's all I want. I want to win tonight. Being down 2-1, you can tell the mentality is going to change within the next 20 minutes.
So, as you just heard over the public address, one of the reinforcements for Peoria City, who's still getting his legs under him, but has a very promising future. That's number 16, just coming into the contest for Peoria City, Fritz Volmar. And remember the name, because in a few years, he could be wearing the red and white on the world stage. Fritz Volmar, currently an underclassman at Northwestern, but is definitely one to keep an eye on. He was a top drawer soccer freshman, number 7 in America, number 7 in the country for top drawer soccer among freshmen last season. And he has a lot of eyes on him in the developmental portion of United States national team, and also saw time with St. Louis City 2. There's DJ trying to feed it through, chance for Peoria City, and it's cleared off the line. Usually
Slawick getting to it first. He hasn't had a whole lot to do tonight. Just trying to make a couple changes in the back line, but River Light, you can tell, are being worn down with this high press that Peoria City are implementing.
71st minute we go. Yay. Another throw in for Peoria City. Josh Reddy whips this one in beautifully. Speared forward, and Dickerson nearly caught that well enough to curl it in. So Owen Cornell, the Notre Dame man. Kulai hits the deck. Officials say play on. They've let him play tonight. That's, I'm sure, both teams in favor of that. And a foul against Peoria City's Josh Reddy, which was fairly obvious. And that one you almost have to call because of the no call earlier. You don't want that thing, the response to escalate, much like we saw with the little scrap earlier.
You're trying to keep this game as level as possible. So even some of these little things you have to call for either side, just a, hey, calm down and just let the game play.
Jose Gomez nearly got that to Josh Reddy. The captain for Peoria City, Charlie Dickerson, will escort it out of bounds with Max Vieira along his back. We'll have 2 more substitutions coming into the contest for River Light FC. Here's to be Nick Fernandez and number 10, and also number 19, Leandro Chavez from Wisconsin and an Elmhurst, Illinois native. Fernandez from Portland. He's a former pilot. Downers Grove, Illinois, his hometown. He was a West Coast Conference first-team selection and really had the accolades stack up for him last year. United Soccer Coaches All-American third team. He was the West Coast Conference Midfielder of the Year, and he was the first ever Portland pilot to win that award.
I think that's what we're going to be seeing. There's a lot of his creativity in this team, bringing him off for the next 18 minutes, just giving him time to run. This is his debut for Riverlight FC. Same with Andrew Chavez. We have not seen them this season, so it's already a bit of a wild card chucking them in, but I'm excited to see what they both bring.
Well, they bring a lot of attacking prowess. That we can promise you. Again, it was a late goal by Riverlight FC that saw the game in Aurora end 2-2. It's laid back off. Chipped back inside towards the back post. In a huge chance for Riverlight FC that was just not squared up correctly.
A really tough look for Logan Finnegan. Had the full head to it. It looked to get a touch, but the side referee saw it come off Finnegan first, and it's going to be a goal kick.
74th minute. Again, these two teams in a 4-horse race at the halfway point here in USL 2's Heartland Division. Des Moines and St. Charles was 3-0 last we checked in favor of the Menace, and so they will look to acquire their 16th point of the season. They'll still have one game up on Peoria City that they hadn't played yet. So Peoria City went from a little bit ahead in the schedule to about 10 days and 4 exhibitions to now trailing by a game in the schedule. Riverlight FC sandwiched in the middle. Poor touch from Surge. Fernandez outside to Vieta. Vieta played beautifully forward. Chavez couldn't get there against Reddy, but he does force the throw-in.
Looks like Luke Van Hukelum also was able to come on during that substitution period, but Chavez and Fernandez both showing how just prominent they are in the offensive front, creating already a load of chances. The last 3 or 4 minutes since they've come on, it's been all Riverlight.
I would agree. 75th minute, corner kick, played short to Bartlett. Bartlett laid off to Vieta. Again, he's so dangerous. Georgetown Hoya whips it into the penalty area, falls to the feet of Rossi. Still with the Riverlights. Whipped backside to Vieira. And it's easily corralled by Sammy Slimmy. He'll punt it deep. Luke Persenico is the one down there. He's trying to get on his horse. 3-on-3, fed through. Here's Coughlin, and it was fairly tame for Cornell.
That ball did not leave the ground as Cornell corrals it easily, but you can tell Peoria City still has a couple more counterattacks left in them, which Riverlight are going to have to be very wary of.
Well, tactically, these two teams, it's kind of weird. Formationally, they'll be so different, but fundamentally, they function the same. Both Peoria City and Riverlight are two of the best attacking and counterattacking teams in the Heartland Division, and we've seen time and time again, it's just an absorb along that back line before they finally force one through.
There's still a lot left to be desired. Right now, I think the one thing that separates this team is just clinicality. You can tell Riverlight in the first half made them count, forced Slimmy to make a couple very uncomfortable saves. In the second half, they've almost taken the foot off the gas, and it's been all Peoria City just pounding the net against Cornell and just found 2 to slip through.
There's Fritz Volmar. And Gibson gonna have to be careful with it. Riverlight does a good job forcing a kind of switch of the channel, if you will. Want to give you an update from Des Moines. 4-2, the Menace live up to their name and earn a victory against St. Charles FC. And that's a big one. Again, they're at 16 points in the table now, just 1 point ahead of St. Charles in that department, and with 1 game behind them in the schedule.
A couple things I want to note from that game. Felipe DeAgostini scored a hat trick, and then it was Enzo Carvalho with a penalty save right at the depth to keep it 4-2.
This one whipped in. Chance for Riverlight. That was squared up nicely. It'll take a touch off, I believe, Fritz Volmar. And now it's a Riverlight FC corner.
What a goal that could have been. Luke Van Hukelum had all the power behind it. Unfortunately, just sailed a little too high. Corner is called. Riverlight has another opportunity in the final third to try to make something happen and get the equalizer.
It will be Max Vieta from the near side. Sends a nice one towards the mixer. Rossi just couldn't quite get it squared up. That will stay to Riverlight FC. I want to take this time to remind fans, Peoria City thanks TDK Event Services, the official transportation partner of Peoria City. TDK is your premier destination for luxury transportation and event experiences. Learn more on their Facebook page today. Now they'll try it from the opposite end. Towards that front post. They tried the worldie. Now DJ Kulai has it, trying to find space to work. It will belong as a Peoria City throw.
This is not the time to go for worldies. If I'm Riverlight FC, go back to the basics. Start playing simple yet effective soccer against this Peoria City team. We've already seen a load of chances created through Chavez, Vieira, Fernandez. Even Finnegan's gotten in on a couple of the action, couple touches of the action, but go back to this basics. Something is bound to fall.
Oh, and there's a nicely threaded pass. Can Gomez try and turn this up the field of play? Gives it back to Kulai and to Coughlin. And again, Peoria City not necessarily in milk the clock mode, because that's what cost them back in Aurora, but they're definitely very aware of time and score at this point. Dickerson takes a big run forward. Kulai with 3 on, tries to get it to Dickerson. And the captain of Peoria City and Bradley's men's soccer team nearly found himself on the recipient end.
It was Tomas Slawik really reading that ball well from Kulai, allowing a lot of time for Cornell to rush off his line, make that grab. Some great awareness from the defender.
So we touched on it at halftime, Hayden, how Peoria City to this point in the year has scored in the second half of every single regular season game, and how Riverlight is right behind them in that category. And it kind of presents the interesting question of just how much, if you're Peoria City, do you kind of absorb that pressure?
I think you just need to start absorbing it, because at this point, you're roughly about 10 minutes plus a couple minutes of extra time, I'm assuming 2 to 3. Just start playing your football. Eventually something's going to break, and you just need to keep Riverlight City off the ball.
Basa Aramiao is down. Again, that's a big facet of what Peoria City was trying to do this year, was get bigger and stronger. And the man of Philadelphia Union and Ghana appears to be able to walk it off.
You mentioned bigger and stronger, and they definitely got that with him, as Abasa has just been all over this Riverlight front line, really taming them when they try to, push the ball out wide. And even centrally, it's almost his head on the end of every corner.
Sammy Slimmy. Again, he allowed his first goal at home tonight. DJ tries to turn, but well done. Again, Riverlight FC's backline has done a good job of form tackles. And to the point, it's kind of frustrated Peoria City because they've been so fluid in the front foot of things in terms of midfielders coming forward, and there will be a handball called late against Gomez. Slimmy trying to get everybody organized for Peoria City. Riverlight FC very much capable of equalizing.
Riverlight FC has also changed their formation. They've switched out of the 3-back. They've gone to a normal back 4 for them. Quintos and Slawik being the main 2 guys. Looks like Chavez taking the right back spot. Janjic moving over to the left.
And that's more of what they're used to, and it's very functional for them. It brings a form of familiarity and definitely allows them to not necessarily push more bodies forward, but now they have a more certain spot of where they're going to be. And there's a foul against Riverlight FC and Andrew Chavez.
I fully agree there, Cody, where you're going back to what you're familiar with. You go back to almost your comfort setting of, okay, go back to a back 4, and then what they're doing is almost setting up like a diamond in the midfield, or maybe even just a triangle, using Fernandez and Bartlett as the main 2 creative midfielders.
Well, it really got them into the game against Peoria City. Not that they ran the 3-back against them to start, but again, that's where they created the majority of their chances this season. Gomez trying to bait the turnover. Now it's Josh Reddy doing so. Outside to Danny Sergev. It's 3-on-4 coming this way. Laid off for Coughlin. Trying to find somebody out. That ball just never really corrected itself in the air.
Tommy Coughlin in the midfield has had a very possessive game, but going forward, today has just not been his day.
Well, I'll give you credit. He was your click to pick coming in tonight. Tommy Coughlin was the man you shouted out in the pregame open of who you would think would be most pivotal in this contest. And Josh Reddy doesn't get the touch and forces the Peoria City throw.
You can tell you have a player for Riverlight. Looks like Peter Yancic just stretching his calf. Looks like his day very well could be done as multiple players have signaled for a substitution.
Yeah, now Mark Colston will make his way back out. Again, this time will be added back on for anybody concerned at home of why the clock is still running. There's no movement from the Riverlight FC bench. Be a substitute coming in for Peoria City. This will be an exciting one. Number 19 for Peoria City getting ready to check in. It'll be Joe McGinnis from Airdrie, Scotland. Another one of the international players for Peoria City. Had to double check my notes there for a second, Hayden, because last time we did a Peoria City game, they had a bit of number shuffling, and number 19 was Tommy Graham, a 6'5" defender who's a high schooler who will be playing at Bradley this upcoming fall. So I just had to take a quick double check there.
There's a lot of players in this side that you're trying to fit in, but now with Peter Yancic looking like his day is going to be done, it's going to bring in Pavel Valchev. Honestly, one of my favorite players in this team just because of how friendly he is and how strong of a presence he brings to the back line.
Well, I was really hoping he was going to get into the game because now we get a chance to shout out Governor State, which we found out today is in Mississippi in doing our research for this contest. Excuse me, Delta State is in Mississippi. We had a lot of fun in the pregame today talking about the representation. We have a Fighting Okra and a Governor in the match today for Riverlight FC. That was a lot of fun for me to find out.
There is just a lot of representation. You're having Pavel from Bulgaria step into a really tough situation. You know, you're running down to the last 5-6 minutes of regulation time. Right now, my guess is 6 minutes of extras, but bringing him on in a crucial moment, you really couldn't have asked for a more physical defender.
He graduated back in 2021 from Governor State, originally from Varna, Bulgaria. So no small trip for that young man. The official was getting a little impatient there and waiting for the resumption of play as Danny Sergev now Danny Sergev is down along the near side. Now Danny getting assisted up. He landed all the way on the concrete in front of the Riverlight FC bench. And Charlie Dickerson, the captain for Peoria City, rightfully so, heading over, trying to have a discussion with the field official about how Danny Sergev ended about 6 feet across the touchline and right at the feet of Charlie Latshaw.
Him and Blaine maybe were going toe-to-toe for that ball, and both of them went out of bounds, landing on top of each other. So I understand the frustration from head coach Pay, but looks like this will be resolved fairly soon.
Yeah, they had their discussion, and appears it's been communicated. Again, I think the ire in that necessarily wasn't that the foul wasn't called, is that they allowed play to keep going. Slimmy sends a beautiful ball downfield. Surge, he's moving forward, but a foul against Gomez of Peoria City. As Vieira took that one right on the shins.
Vieira's been pushed around just like Alex Barger has all game. And seeing these Riverlight players just take a bunch of hits, you can tell they're starting to get worn and torn into this one.
Gomez called for another foul against Max Vieta. I'd like to take this moment, as Peoria City would like to thank this year's Fieldside Club sponsor, Volkswagen of Peoria, located at 2322 West Van Winkle Way in Peoria. Shop for new and used Volkswagen cars, trucks, and SUVs, located in Auto House of Peoria. So the 309, located right by the Shea Brigade here at Shea Stadium, trying to urge Peoria City onto a three-point decision tonight. But Riverlight FC, again, has shown a lot of grit tonight with a heavily rotated squad. Again, no Gonda, no Gandhi tonight in goal. They're doing it with some of their non-first-team players.
At the end of the day, rotation is needed in order to keep the squad fresh. You still have, as we've mentioned a few times already, a lot of games to go. So rotation is needed. And you have to say, regardless of the score tonight, a lot of these rotation, quote-unquote rotation players have played very well.
Well, again, there's a non-zero chance that a lot of these players will see time in the final 5 matches for Riverlight FC, and this experience will only help them.
You have a squad of 50-plus players for Riverlight. We saw for the women, they've played 40 so far. Men, we don't have an accurate number thus far. However, I can say it's somewhere in the upper 30s.
He's tried his best to wall off there, but now here comes Vieta. He's have the feeling that Riverlight's going to have at least 1 or 2 cracks left in this one. Lined outside. Here is Persenico again. Got his 6th goal tonight. He now stands atop the USL 2 leaderboards in goals this season. Of course, other action tonight as well across the league could also update that table, but Persenico able to plow through. Back outside to Persenico, trying to lead McGinnis. And a foul against Joe McGinnis as we head the 90th minute.
As we begin to enter extras, this is where it's really going to count. Because there is going to be a lot of extra time. There's been a lot of extracurricular activity, a couple fights, a couple yellow cards, a couple calls from players that they weren't totally sure of. This is going to add up. We're going to see how much is left.
Oh, and this drops in for McGinnis. That's Cornell making the diving stop along the back in line. And you're right. If I heard the near side official correctly, I heard 8 minutes of extra time.
The referees determined there'll be approximately 8 minutes of
So our clock starts up here on at least my iPhone. And we'll see how long they let it go past 8 minutes. But that's essentially like a 10th of the game back at it on.
Which, this is where Riverlight's going to have to capitalize on their gameplay here. Luke Van Hukelum is notorious for scoring late goals. You're going to have players like Logan Finnegan still on the field, Nico Bartlett wanting to make an impact. Shoot, even some of the substitutions in Nick Fernandez, they want to make that equalizing goal. You have your time, capitalize on that opportunity.
So they say it's a sprint down the stretch. It's turning into more of a marathon. Again, 8 minutes of stoppage time have been added back onto this contest after the delays, scrums, cardings, goals. A little bit of everything in this one to make it run just a little bit longer. It'll be out to Peoria City as we eclipse the first minute of stoppage time. Again, 2-1. 2 second-half goals by Peoria City have them out in front in a very big match in the halfway point of their season. Riverlight FC trying to find a way to steal a point against Peoria City again. Long throw, finds it nicely to Fritz Volmar. Put play forward, Danny Surgev. Plays it off to Charlie Dickerson. Here's Gomez, his pocket's picked, and Gomez is called for the foul. And it appears we will have a yellow card coming to Gomez. So that's the second yellow card tonight against Peoria City.
That one, I think, is very well deserved. He and Max Viera have been battling it all night. It was bound to happen at some point.
I agree. It's been a very physical match between these two, and I think at points they've really relished it. I think at other points it's really been a pain for either side to kind of control. We're past the 2-minute mark here in stoppage time. lot of bodies forward, everybody forward, in fact. And Slimmy comes away with it.
Slimmy didn't have to do too much work to keep that one in his possession. But both teams, knowing that there's only a few minutes left, each attack is going to have to mean something just a little more.
It's going to be on these defenders as well for Peoria City to close this one out. A late goal cost them against Chivas. A late goal cost them against Riverlight FC, earlier this season. And a nice job. Again, Riverlight FC corralling that one off. Again, I know he's given up 2 tonight, but I wouldn't say they've been really much of his fault. Cornell's done a great job in goal tonight.
I feel like the first goal he had the right possessioning on.
Now Gomez is down, and we may see a yellow coming as well for Riverlight FC. That is the case. That'll be Max Vieira picking up his yellow. And you can see it's all love between Charlie Dickerson and Max Vieira. They understand it's the optic of it. So Vieira understands it. It's all smiles from him and Charlie Dickerson, and maybe less smiles from Gomez, who had to be on the receiving end of it, but he's up and okay.
At the end of the day, this is all a game. They all are starting to re-recognize this as they've been entranced in just win, win, win. You can tell a little bit more sportsmanship is starting to show as we enter the final 4-ish minutes.
Well, again, there's still a very large chunk of stoppage time left, almost a normal's match worth. Danny Sergev. Again, he's typically a forward, a center forward, and he rarely plays on the wing in college. As Fritz Volmar tries to push on, somehow flicks that on to McGinnis. Bartlett and Vieira has been a nice combination tonight, though, for the Riverlights. Army, you could tell, maybe wanted to foul there. Now it's laid off. Big chance for the Riverlights. Whipped inside, back post! It might have that been their best chance as we approach the 5-minute mark in stoppage time.
Luke Van Hukelum in acres of space, no one near him. Had a free opportunity for a header. Just not on target. Riverlight, that very well could have been one of the final chances of this match.
So Peoria City will make another move off the bench. It's number 9, Justin Wilson, coming in for number 8, Jose Gomez. You have to applaud the effort from Gomez tonight. Had the yellow, trying to protect him here late in the match. They're going to need him down the stretch.
He has been one of the most vital midfielders I have seen in the USL League 2, especially for Peoria City. He has been everywhere for them. You know, I've watched him 3-4 games now. He's everywhere. For the fact that he's still in high school, he looks very, very impressive.
Coughlin plays it off to Slimmy. Sends a laser towards the midfield and somehow picks out Justin Wilson. Gets it ahead to Persenico. But a nice job on Quintos to undercut that. We are 6 minutes now into the 8 minutes of stoppage time. This will be out for Riverlight FC. And again, you just kind of feel it in the air. Something's left in this match. Continues to run on. The Lights trying to pick out an avenue for a cross. Now we'll roll across the back touchline. And Wes Gibson is not exactly thrilled with the contact after the whistle, but I think it was just incidental.
Nico Bartlett, Logan Finnegan trying to battle it out for that one. Who was going to ultimately carry the ball forward, but some good defending from Wes Gibson, just shuttling it out of play and say, hey, let's run this clock down.
We are now at the 7-minute mark of stoppage time. So again, next 60 seconds or so, this match will be blown to its conclusion. This would be a big 3 points for Peoria City if they're able to hang on. Perhaps the 3 biggest of their season. Maybe even more impactful than their draw at Des Moines. But there's still an opportunity, though, for the Riverlights. As Vieira, the Georgetown Hoya, trying to find a way through. 7.5 minutes gone in stoppage time. Back outside for Vieta, and he won't be able to catch back up with that one. That's tough.
Riverlight just trying to get a little too technical with it in the final third. Max Vieira, great first couple touches. The last one just let him down.
So Josh Reddy will have the throw in. Not sure if you can hear it over our mics, but the Peoria City fans are chanting, "Turn the lights off." I don't think they remember what happened back in Aurora. Gibson will say play on, and will be a late corner kick. So just as they're egging them on, we're past the 8-minute mark, and this might be it.
The claim is that Wes Gibson got a touch to that one last second. Luke Van Hukelum tried getting around him to square it onto his left foot, but no good. This very well could be the last action.
They bring everybody up, including Cornell, the goalkeeper. So there's going to be more numbers in the box than Peoria City can match up with. High arcer back post. And that takes the perfect bounce for Peoria City. The 309 hollering for the referee to blow it dead as we're at the 8:45 mark. Finnegan laid off, and it will be a late game penalty. Can you believe it? So, late game dramatics again between these two, Hayden. They got away with perhaps the first challenge in the box, but that one, referees will say, was over the line. So the question is, Hayden, who's going to take it?
I don't like that question. I'm going to say that very openly right now.
I think
you have a couple guys that very well could take it. I'm thinking it's going to be Blaine Maybe.
So that appears to be number 13 there. So Sammy Slimmy will have a chance to hold on to the 3 points for Peoria City, and Danny Sergev is furious with the call, and you can't blame him because essentially if that ball gets cleared, match is over.
This is the last action of the game, and it's going to be number 18 for Riverlight.
Luke Van Hukelum against Sammy Slimmy. And they blow it dead. He blocked it, but they blew it dead. Whoa! We might do it all over again.
From the looks of it, one of the Peoria City players entered the box too early. And it will be a re-kick for Van Hukelum.
You can't write this. Slimmy blocked the first, but Peoria City was in the box early. He blocked it again! Can you believe it? Super Sammy Slimmy! He is a hero in Peoria City lore. Riverlight FC is in disbelief, but they have to take the corner. Luke Persenico's scampering back into the box. This is far from over. Whipped in, punched away, Finnegan, backside Bartlett, and that's the ball game. Peoria City hangs on. Sammy Slimmy is the hero. Hayden, what a match between these two.
I'm blown away. You could have not written a better fairy tale ending for Peoria City. Penalty called for Riverlight. Van Hukelum takes the first one, saved by Slimmy. It gets called back for a Peoria City player entering the box too early. Van Hukelum takes it again, goes to the left. Slimmy saves it again. And then it goes back for a corner, which is cleared away. Nico Bartlett sails one over the bar, and that'll be full time. I'm in complete disbelief.
Sammy Slimmy may never have to buy another drink in Peoria again. Again, blocked the first. Peoria City was called in the box early, and he comes through opposite way. We're going to sign off for a quick break, and we'll be right back to put a bow on this one. We got to catch our breath.
going to overtime. After 4 years of preps coverage in Central Illinois, Clutch Sports Media is ready for a new era. CSM Overtime.
What is CSM Overtime? We're going beyond the broadcast to give you in-depth coverage of your teams,
Your stories.
Your stats and standings.
your highlights and action shots.
With your subscription, you'll get to see news and feature stories from all sports, up-to-date stats from around the area, and thoughtful analysis from our team of experts.
As for our broadcast and social media coverage, it's only getting better.
With your support of Clutch Sports Media Overtime, we'll continue to grow our free broadcast coverage with more sports, more games, and more innovation.
And thanks to our partnership with Too Efficient Media, your social media feeds will be filled with Central Illinois' best sights and sounds.
CSM Overtime will also give you access to full galleries from some of the most talented photographers and videographers in our region.
As the new season approaches, it's time for more.
More action.
More stories.
More coverage of all Central Illinois sports. It's Clutch Sports Media Overtime.
Welcome back to Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois, where we're looking at the aftermath of what was perhaps the best match that the USL 2 has seen this season. I want to remind people Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group, and personal training and more at the house. Hayden, obviously, it's hard for us to be neutral tonight because we both call games for Riverlight FC. I call games for Peoria City as well, but when you take aside just everything, like the quality of play in this match was second to none elsewhere in the country.
As a Riverlight fan, I'm heartbroken. As a broadcaster and a neutralist, what a match. You really couldn't have had a better story. Michael Rossi opened the scoring in the 20th minute through a beautiful ball set through by Nico Bartlett. That very well could have set the tone for the game, but generally speaking, it was Peoria City's dominance in the second half early on. Two quick-fire goals within about 10 minutes of each other resulted in the victory. Some last-second antics with a penalty saved twice by Sammy Slimmy was ultimately the victor in this match. And, I mean, you mentioned it before we went to break. If he has to buy a drink anywhere, I will question why.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to put a bow on this. We want to thank you all for tuning in to tonight's Prove It Saturday match between Peoria City and Riverlight FC. I'm Cody Roskin, and for Hayden Krzyzanowski, I want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again when Peoria City hosts St. Charles FC.